Hi, everyone. Welcome back to State of the State. I'm your host, Morgan C. Mullings, and today my guest is Angel Vasquez. We have another candidate for state senate here. He is running for the 33rd senatorial district, which, because of redistricting, it's a little bit complicated, but he is from Washington Heights and will be running to cover Upper Manhattan. And we're going to learn a little bit more about his campaign today. Hi, Angel. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Morgan. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell everyone why you are running for Senate in Manhattan.
Sure. So Morgan, just to briefly introduce myself to the audience. So my name is Angel Vasquez. I reside in Washington Heights with my partner, my boyfriend, in Northern Manhattan. And I would like to describe myself as an educator, a policy expert, and also a community advocate. My journey really begins as an immigrant from the Dominican Republic. My parents immigrated here in 1993 when I was 4 years old, and we settled in Northern Manhattan in Washington Heights specifically. They did the thing as working immigrants, working class background as immigrants here in Northern Manhattan, cleaning offices, serving as taxi drivers, but eventually they went off to open up their own business. And it was that struggle, right? That sense of perseverance and determination that they instilled within me, that allowed me to one day be able to study at Cornell University, where I studied industrial and labor relations. And after graduating, I went off to begin my career as a public servant. I started off as a middle school teacher and an English reading seventh grade reading teacher and an eighth grade Socratic seminar teacher. It was during my time in the classroom that I realized that a lot of the inequities that existed in our education system were systemic, meaning that they needed to also be tackled at the policy or macro level. So I decided to go to pursue my master's in public administration at Columbia University, and I decided to come back home here in Washington Heights, because if I was going to start enacting change within our public school system and our public education system, I needed to do it in the place that I considered my home, which is Northern Manhattan, Washington Heights. I'm noticing that our public schools need a lot of improvement. I think we need to get creative with the strategies, the policy strategies that we use and implement, so that we can create more affordable housing, so that we can address the homelessness problem. I want to be able to provide that the tools and the resources to every single family in the senatorial district, those tools that they need, and meet them at their needs so that they too can live a prosperous life.
And specific to this district in Upper Manhattan, what are some things that this community is going through that you really care about, and how will you bring that to the attention of the state senate?
Sure. I think as a matter of public safety, it's important. I mean, we just saw two young gentlemen that joined the police officer. One of them at the age of 22 resided in Inwood, of Dominican background. And the crime and the violence that we're experiencing in our city is traumatizing, and it inhibits us from being able to make the recovery that we're looking to make as a city. And I am a product of what small businesses can do. And so I do feel I feel awful when I walk up and down Broadway and up and down Amsterdam, and I'm seeing more and more shuttered gates instead of more and more open gates. Small businesses hire locally. Small businesses give opportunity to youth so that they don't fall off track. Right. And we give them employment opportunities right where they live. Small businesses serve as the backbone to a local economy. We've got to address the fact that commercial rent is simply way too high for our small businesses. And that is why sometimes we're seeing people selling on the streets instead of being able to open up their own store and being able to open up and support their own families and support their local community. So I do believe that, small businesses for me is going to be of top priority, and how do we support them and allow them to prosper and succeed, because that's my lived story, my lived experience. But I also know that that's the lived story and the lived experience of so many people around us in the senatorial district.
Yeah, well, thank you, Angel, for just giving those answers. And I really wish you and all the other candidates the best of luck during the campaign, especially with this redistricting. We'll definitely do our best to make sure that people know about the changes and know about the new 33rd. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Morgan. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to State of the State. Come back next time for another candidate interview.